Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Unfiltered Truth podcast. I'm Nora, and here's my co-host,
Kat.
We're in the studio today. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Larry. We're at Kaz Radio, and this is why we have been recording
Larry,
so seamlessly.
you're the best. Larry, we love you.
Yeah, so if anyone wants a studio to rent out, we got you. Just shoot us a DM and we'll connect you with Larry. And, he has multiple rooms in the studio and he'll really work with you on getting you what you guys want. So there's that.
And it's gorgeous. It's so well set up and you just come in and you talk and it's awesome. It's seriously the best studio I've been.
And if he can deal with me and Kat, he can
deal
with
with everybody else.
But anyway,
and you know how we get.
So if you guys are wondering why we have our glasses on, because we are mentally at a beach right now, somewhere along the French Riviera. And since I just got back from, where was I? London and Paris. I think it's like such a great topic to dive into why Europe feels a lot more less stressful than life here in the US in general. And like, why do people strive to be more like European, like the work culture over there and like the social life, the food? Why are things healthier there? So let's dive right into it.
I mean, it 100% is. And we both come from...
Oh, you're Eastern European. I forget that.
Yeah, but we both come from different countries that, you just can't compare being back home and here on the lifestyles. So tell us about your London trip.
London was...
And Paris.
Well, London was beautiful. My first time in London, so I had no expectations. I actually had low expectations. Like, I'm sorry if anybody listening is from the UK, but
yeah.
I grew up and I went to a British curriculum school, and it was very rigid.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was very rigid, very strict. And it kind of gave me like a bad taste in my mouth. Like I didn't ever want to go to England. And growing up, I loved history. But if you notice, like every movie or show that's revolved around English history in the Victorian times, it was always dark and gloomy and rainy.
Yeah.
And it just
and it is. Even when I went, it rained every day. I literally wore the same hoodie for like 3 days because I packed all summer stuff, and then I just had like one hoodie, but it was so cold. I literally wore the same thing.
I had a different experience. I think we got lucky. Though I was there for 3 days. Entire 3 days, we had pure sunshine, believe it or not.
Wow, I'm jealous.
Pure sun. And it was actually really warm.
I'm actually really, really jealous. I'm not going to lie.
So I got to experience London for 3 nights. First of all, I want to say how I don't feel like I've gotten like the English culture in London. It was so diverse. There was more Middle Easterns than
I noticed that too.
More Arabs than any other culture, and a lot of like East Asians, like Indians and Chinese, but definitely heavily impacted and influenced by Middle Easterns. A lot of Middle Easterns own apartments there that they rent out. Like our apartment owner was like Saudi Arabian. They own a lot of restaurants. The Harrods is now owned by Qataris. So you walk down Oxford Street, you're just gonna see a whole row of cafes with the Middle Easterns propped up there having their coffees and people watching. Yeah, so
I really love that.
London was definitely beautiful. I think it was...
I saw you went to Peggy's Cupcakes. That's what it's called, I think. Is it Peggy's Cupcakes?
Where?
The place that I told you, they have the best brunch across the street.
Oh, no, Tom Tom. Oh, Peggy's.
Peggy's, yes.
Oh, we didn't actually eat there.
I had their cupcake when I went with my cousin, and oh my gosh, they have the best cupcakes.
That pink floral.
Pink and the floral
so we
design,
ate right across from there. We had brunch at Tom Tom Coffee House, which was, again, we were just surrounded by Middle Easterns. Like I heard more Arabic than English in London. Believe it or not. London, again, clean city, beautiful, fresh breath of air. We took the boat, like the river boat, to Greenwich and back. I stayed in Westminster, which was a very elevated area, beautiful, very curated.
Okay.
And beautifully, like the architecture, there's a mix of modern and historic architecture.
Yeah.
Very prestigious. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, and very clean. It's probably one of the cleanest cities I've been to in Europe, and I've been around Europe.
Really?
Yeah, the cleanest city. So I was very impressed, very well taken care of, and I recommend everyone to go stop in London. I get the whole hype now, the London, London, London. You know this?
Oh, like Fergie.
Every
London,
time
London.
I come around my, I get
Every
the
time I come around my London, London. I don't know the lyrics. The
I want
rest.
to get down London, London.
Yeah.
I get the hype around London. It took me 30 years, but
London is beautiful. Like, even when I went, like, it's beautiful. Like, we got to see the bridge. We went to go see the, like,
the
all
London Bridge
art.
or Tower
we
Bridge.
actually, oh my gosh, so let me tell you a quick story about London. Me and my cousin wanted to go see the opera. Like, literally the full show, and we got these really nice tickets that we were sitting, like, maybe 3 rows behind. And we were late, so then we had to go sit up on the balcony. But I'm telling you, I would never go see that again. It was nice, but I fell asleep. And all these people are like
an opera show,
enjoying it. No, it was like the actual opera. Like, it was a show.
Okay.
And then finally during halftime, like half the, you know,
Halftime.
halftime.
Was there a halftime show?
No, they had
Who
like
was performing? Was it Beyonce?
I don't know. Anyways, so we no, so we ended up I don't know, that just like he spit out. That just came out. Anyways. So we ended up going when there was a break, halftime break. We went down to our normal seats, and I was like trying to record, and they wouldn't let me. The lady yelled at me. She's like, "You can't do that. You can't record. You can't do anything." But then I fell asleep again, so I'm like, I just couldn't wait to get out of there.
Well, we now know that you're not.
Don't go see the opera unless you're trying to take a nap.
Okay. Other than that, like, I don't feel like I got into, like, I honestly don't like to go into museums when I'm traveling. Like, I've done the whole museum tours when I was younger with my parents.
Yeah.
I like to stay outside and, like, look at the architecture and the art from the outside.
Yeah.
And experience.
Yeah.
Like, food for me is a bit, like, a huge thing when I travel. Like, for me culture is food. So, like, first thing I did in London, I requested to go to a Kuwaiti restaurant. Guys, I grew up in Kuwait. And there is one restaurant we grew up eating that has now a branch in Kuwait.
Oh, wow.
In London.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had Kuwaiti food on the first day, like all this rice with like the meats and the shrimp. I felt like I was at home. That's what I loved about traveling.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Experiencing that in London was just like,
I love that.
Basically a warm hug.
I actually love that a lot.
But then after London, I'm trying to think of anything really caught
Did you have fish and chips?
No, I didn't, but
I did, and it was too oily.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we had Indian food, Kuwaiti food. We had some street food. Like, we went to a food market called Borough Market, which was, if you guys ever make your way to London, take the train station from Westminster, which is the central station in London next to Big Ben and the Parliament. Take it to, what's that station called? I can't think of it, but there's like a 5-minute ride.
Did you take the train?
Yeah, we did trains all over London.
That's what we did, and we got lost one night. Oh my god, it was so scary.
Well, we had a friend that lived in London that took us all around, so honestly, I was able to like shut off my brain.
So she was able to.
She led the way. That's why I can't even
remember
remember half the things that we did, because we did so much in 3 days. Like, she was our little tour guide.
I love it.
Bouncing back and forth between the cities, loved it. But then,
I mean, all your pictures and reels, like, it's stunning. Everyone, if you have a chance to go look at Nora's content, like, it's amazing. And you can save it in case anyone's planning a trip to London or Paris. Follow Nora and see the content, because you never know. You might want to go to a certain place that you posted, you know?
I automatically become like a travel influencer when I travel.
I love it. No, I mean, you make such good content. I love that.
Yeah.
Did you go to Chinatown there?
I think
It was a cute little strip.
in Soho, right? Isn't it next to Soho?
I
It's like a little
think
small
so.
area, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you go, and oh my gosh, they had like, I went there and I had some food and the bubble tea. Have you ever had bubble tea?
Yeah, yeah. Or a
Oh, I
little,
love it. It's so good, and it's
I
just
think
so
it's,
cute.
I find it kind of gross. the little
Really?
bubble. Yeah, I can't like do the little jelly stuff.
I love it.
I just
I
can't
like
do
the
it.
mango flavor. It's when it pops in your mouth, you taste the mango.
That's an ad right there.
You
Taster.
taste the mango.
Wait, isn't
of
that
the
like
bubba
Skittles?
tea.
Skittles trademark tagline.
Taste the rainbow. Yeah, Skittles. Listen to me. I'd be good at it.
But like, why is it? Like I noticed. So after London, we took a train, the tube to Paris.
Oh, you did take a train to Paris.
Yeah, we took
Oh
the
my gosh,
train.
how was that? I'm jealous.
It was nice. You don't really feel it. I honestly was like in and out of sleep. I was a little nervous because we were going underneath the water, but you don't feel it. It's just like pitch black, and it's a 20-minute ride when you're in the water, like
Yeah.
underneath the channel.
Was it long?
No, the time you're in that channel, it's only 20 minutes. So by the time you leave London, you get to the channel, I think it's about like 30 minutes. Then you're in the channel for about 20 minutes. Then as soon as you get into France, it's about an hour to get into Paris.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Guys, the funniest thing happened. So I haven't been to Paris in so long. I've been there when I was like a little bit younger with my parents, like twice.
That picture that you posted with
Oh
your
my
sister
God, yeah.
was so
We had to
cute.
recreate it. We had
Oh my
to.
god, you had to.
So
I'm so glad you did because it was so beautiful. Larry will show you when we...
yeah, so I was there twice when I was younger. So Paris is a vibe, but let me tell you, when I was there when I was really young, I was like 9. I don't really remember much of it, but I do remember the second time I went, I was a teenager with my parents, and I remember like we got the bad experience in Paris. Like it's beautiful, but we got like the the attitude, the French attitude that like you don't speak French, then like we're not gonna even bother speaking English with you, and like I don't know if it was because they were racial discriminating us because my mom wore the hijab. So I don't know, but that's at the time, right? That was like 15 years, not like about 10 years ago, I would say, like my teenage years, like right before I moved here, maybe right after I moved here. I don't even remember if I was, anyway, it doesn't matter. So I didn't really have much, I didn't know what to expect going in on this trip. Like we were just 4 girls on our own. So when we got to the train station in Paris, we got outside, we stepped outside of the train station, and it's like more of a sketchier area where the train is.
I heard there's like a lot of pickpocketers in Paris.
Well, that's what we thought. We didn't experience any pickpocketers. Honestly, like
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah.
But like when we left the train station, there was so much traffic, and we're trying to catch an Uber we're staying in this beautiful area called Le Marais, and it was about a 20-minute ride, and we needed like a ride. And there was so much traffic, like let's just walk 2 blocks and we'll catch an Uber from there.
Yeah.
And we had so much luggage, like everybody had 2 bags. So we're dragging our luggage like on the streets of this area. And it was a sketchy area. It's not the nicest part of Paris. And we're waiting for our Uber. It took so long because so much traffic. And then like bunch of like street hobos are just like walking past. Like they didn't bother us except for one person. Heard us speak in English, and he goes like, "Go back to the United States, you bitches."
Are you serious? Oh my gosh. So
that was within the first 20 minutes when we got to Paris. Like, is this how our trip is going to go? Like,
oh my god.
So my sister, she responds back. She says, "We're from Britain, you asshole."
Oh my god. I love that. I love that.
It's the funniest thing. I'm like, this is how our trip is starting.
I love that. I heard that I've never been to Paris, but I've heard that a lot of people that do live in Paris don't like foreigners.
No, because
like they don't like Americans. Whether you're American, whether you're, Croatian, whoever you are, they just don't like foreigners. They just only like people from Paris.
So I actually spoke to like the Uber driver, like one of the Uber drivers that drove us around when we were there, and I asked him like, "What's your take on life in Paris?" He actually spoke really good English, and he said it's coming from a tourist side. He's like, you're an outsider. So when you come to Paris, you're going to see the glamorous side of things. Like, you're going to go to the Eiffel Tower and the nice restaurants. You're going to he's like, you don't live here. He's like, right now, he's like, I have to work 2 jobs to maintain a living.
Oh,
He's like,
wow.
rent is super expensive in the city. You can't live outside of the city. You can, but traffic coming into the city could take you an hour and a half. Like, traffic coming into Paris, like if you're living on the suburbs, it's going to take you an hour to get into the city. He said, taxes are incredibly high.
Wow.
They take away more than half of your income.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's like a social economy, but you get free healthcare.
Well, we're not moving to
free
Paris.
Or definitely
We're not moving to the city of love.
So the grass is not always green on the other side. We as tourists, we get into a city like European cities, and we're like, oh, we want to move there, we want to live the European life, but is it really as glamorous? Like, they have high taxes, maybe, and they're, we are generally. You have higher income jobs here, like the same job you might have here versus same exact job you have in Europe. You're gonna be getting more out of your money here than living in Europe.
No, yeah.
But he also mentioned like the tourists. He said, tourists come, even though it's great for the economy, he's like, it's stressful. There's always people around. There's always things happening.
I'm sure, yeah.
So Paris was a lot. Like London was structured and like more like wholesome, but Paris was busier and like
more fast-paced,
but still slower than the US. Is that weird?
Yeah,
like much slower. Like, for example, like cafes after like 5 o'clock, after people got off work, it's like they're packed.
They're packed.
They're packed, and they're all like, the cafes on the street at least had like, everybody was sitting outside on like the patio, like the street. They don't have patios. Every restaurant has like a little area outside.
In the front with little cute.
Yeah, they have their seats moved and directed at the streets towards the sidewalk, so they can all people watch, and they have like their Aperol spritz in hand, and I'm like, what a vibe! And they're all having fun, smoking their cigarettes, and then just like catching up with friends. It's like what they do every day. It's part of their lifestyle. And I love that their culture allows for it, and they promote and push for that social life. Like, I grew up with that in Kuwait too. People are in the coffee shops after work.
Yep, same here.
Here, people after work just want to rush and get home and work out and eat and then go to bed and wake up and do the same thing all over again.
Yeah,
it's like a routine. So you can't really win. It's like every place you go to.
I think when it comes to like the differences between culture, like Europe and America, for example, like even in Croatia or Bosnia, like where I'm from, people don't make a lot of money over there, but they have a way better quality of life. Like, someone will go work in the morning, like you said, and by 5 o'clock they go and enjoy their time. They can sit there and take 30 minutes of their time to go have coffee with their friends and just enjoy their, enjoy like the feels and enjoy the food, enjoy their families and enjoy just life. I feel like that's just, they have a better quality of life than we do, unfortunately.
Well, Europeans,
they're happier.
I do believe they are happier. But that's such subjective. Like European companies in general, like they offer a PTO, like paid vacations, like 20 to 30 days plus per year for an average worker there, versus here in the US, it's about 10 to 15 a year. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to work 365 days a year, you only get 15 days off. But in Europe, in Europe, we have this, like, there's like this running joke that Europeans don't work in the summer. As soon as June hits, they're off for the entire summer.
I mean,
and then the Italians are off the entire month of August. Like in France and Italy, I think it's normal to take the entire month of August off. So when I used to work at like my old companies and we had like vendors that were Italian, I remember it was so hard to get a hold of anybody in August. We just had to like wait until August was over and wait until like after Labor Day to get some response back from our vendors and clients from Italy. So it's the idea of working like multiple jobs and like hustling. It's not glamorized in Europe, because over there they're like, you know what, we get the time off that we want. Yeah, we don't have to be being being paid. We don't have to be making so much money. We have a better quality of life. We have over an hour lunch that we are allowed to take to go home, make lunch with my family. Like fast food is like no one's rushing you over there. No one's rushing you to get anywhere. Take your time, take the time to go have your lunch and then come back into work. That's like their work culture over there. Versus here, you're late for 5 minutes to work in the morning because traffic.
You get a point.
And
then you get another point, and then you're fired. It's such a difference.
And you gotta clock in, clock out to go use the bathroom or go go to the doctors. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's like
yeah.
So like another, we're talking about like taking time off and all that. I had a thought and it just went completely out.
It's okay. It'll come back. Hopefully.
Brain fog from this virus.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that people in Europe live, you know, they might not make like I said earlier, the amount that like some, you know, you're able to make here, but I rather make less and be happier in life than make all this money and then be miserable for the rest of my life.
Here also, like, we're such workaholics. Like, even I have to say, like, I'm one of those people who have fell into, like, I gotta work and hustle and, like...
I mean, me too, yeah.
Like, we just fall into that, and we love to work, and, like, it does burn us out, but this is why we take vacations, and we travel to Europe to get a reset.
I work to travel.
I
legit work to travel.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, that's the only thing I, like, really do for myself when you think about it. Like, I'm not a big shopaholic. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big... You know, where I'll just go spend hundreds of dollars every week on clothes. And
are we going to talk about that pair of shoes you just got?
What pair of shoes? Oh my God, we have to talk. That's going to be another episode.
No, we got to talk about this today. That's like
what? The pair of shoes? Oh my God. My experience in Vegas?
Yeah, we have to talk about, but at least you got it handled.
Thank God. I actually still have to accept the little DocuSign on my email where they're gonna like send the check to me. So guys, we're gonna like talk about something else real quick other than Paris and London. I also, while Nora was in Europe, I had gone to EDC in Vegas for the weekend, and we flew in on Thursday. The festival didn't start until Friday. So the funny part is we hung out at the pool, blah, blah, blah. And then later that night, we had a reservation at Barbershop, which is at the Cosmo. So in case anyone's wondering, they play live music. I had one friend of mine actually message me. They're like, where'd you go where they have live music? Because I go to Vegas, and it's just like mostly DJs, you know? So it's called Barbershop, and it's in the Cosmopolitan Hotel. And we had a little VIP section there that night. And I was walking back from the bar, and I went up the escalator, and the escalator ate my shoe. No, I swear. Like, it would not come out. And I was, like, trying to pull it out because the escalator was literally pulling it.
It wasn't any shoe, guys.
It was my Louboutin shoe. It's $1,000 shoe that this escalator
that you just got recently, too.
I was so upset. And, like... Thank God that, you know, I was able to take my foot out, because what if the escalator dragged my whole foot into the blade?
Right. Oh my God.
I was like freaking out. Like, imagine that. Thank God I was able to, like, it didn't like get my toes and it was just the heel part. So I'm sitting there trying to.
So the heel is stuck.
The heel got stuck.
The escalator's moving, right?
The escalator's moving, and I'm trying to pull it out. It was going up. So I'm trying to pull my foot out, but it won't come out.
And the shoe's just stuck.
And then eventually the escalator pulled the actual shoe, my heel, into the blade at the top, and the escalator just stopped.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm like trying to pull the shoe out, like myself, and it wouldn't come out. So I'm freaking out. My friend was with me, and I was like, what do we do? Mm-hmm. So then there's a guy that's standing there. I said, my shoe's stuck. Like, you need to help us fix it. And then he's like, oh, I got to call someone. And it was just like a whole chain of, I got to call this person. I got to call this person. And then they're like, oh, you can go back to your room. We'll take the shoe down to Lost and Found. I said, I'm not leaving my shoe. I said, I am not leaving my shoe at all.
The shoe comes
the shoe. So I literally sat there for 2 hours trying to figure out who we're going to call. They closed off the whole escalator, so people were like looking.
You
And
closed
they're like,
down the
what's
whole
going on? My shoe.
Was this at the Cosmo?
It was at the Cosmo. But what's crazy, earlier that day I took a picture in a shoe because Cosmo is all about shoes.
They have those giant.
There's these huge shoes, a few of them, as like statues, and you can go in and take pictures.
Yeah.
And then now this guy comes over. He's like, can I just take a picture of the shoe because it's so iconic? I said, yes, you could take a picture of the shoe. And then then the manager comes over. And then he was like trying to tell me like how it was my fault that the shoe got stuck. And I'm like, this is not my fault. Like, how is it my fault that your escalator ate my freaking shoe? And then whatever, I don't want to get too deep into that, but they were very kind. I had filed an incident report, and they were very kind enough to replace my shoes. So she sent me like a little DocuSign where I have to send them the shoes, and they're going to send me a check so I can go get brand new shoes.
Not any shoes. They're Louboutins.
They're my Louboutins. So this was very serious.
And they were brand new. You just got those. Like,
this
those
was
were
serious.
New pair. Yeah.
And it was funny because we were sitting there.
As she says, she's not a shopper.
I mean, I'm not like a shopaholic, but I like to buy nice things. But it was just crazy because we were all sitting there, and then at one point I sat next, and I was a little bit intoxicated.
Yeah.
And I sat next to the shoe. I said, I'm not leaving my shoe. It was so funny. I'll have to show you some videos. We might even post a video through here so you guys can see the shoe.
I love that, but I'm so happy
it was
that
first day of Vegas, and Vegas was winning. It was Cat 0, Vegas won. And then just the rest of the trip was insane because EDC had over 500,000
I think you were
drunk
people. Texting me. I was at a brunch spot. I was at Carrette in Paris.
Okay.
And I remember getting your text about the shoe. I'm like, what is she talking about?
I remember texting you something, but I don't remember what I texted.
And then I said something like, oh, don't be upset. Like, I'm like, don't be mad, be French or something stupid like that. And then you got I think you were just like drunk and mad. You're like, you don't know what it's like to lose a shoe. I'm like,
I think I was so emotional because I lost my favorite shoe.
What is she on? I was cracking up.
You know what I was on? Espresso martinis. That's what I was on. I literally Barbershop was making some of the best espresso martinis.
But speak of espresso and like let's go back real quick and talk about like the coffee culture, because there's a huge difference between the US to go venti extra large rushed morning coffee culture versus European. You go sit down, you have your espresso in a very small cup, no milk overload, just straight black coffee. And you're sitting there sipping it in the morning, taking your time before catching a ride to work. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it that we are always rushing here? Why can't we adapt this slow down?
I have that problem. I do.
Yeah. We all do.
I literally rush everywhere. I always wait till the last minute.
Yeah. You know what happened coming in here?
We were rushing.
We were rushing because she had to get gas.
I'm the worst at getting gas, and I'm not going to lie.
And so she went to a gas station in the other direction. Like, we're supposed to come east. We went west.
I did. I swear.
But can I tell you of an experience? So I was in Italy last September. And I remember we sat down at we were at Salerno.
Okay.
This coastal city by Amalfi Coast, very local, not a lot of tourists. You still feel like you're like among the Italians.
Yeah.
So we went through the city, like little town, and we found a pizza shop, and it was very, very busy. So we waited to get a table, and it was me and my sister and my friend. We sat down. They got us the pizza, and we each had our own pizza, and we inhaled.
Oh my God, I'm sure it was amazing.
We were so hungry. And then we asked for the check, as people normally do. You eat and you leave, right?
Yes.
The owner comes over. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I just want the check. He's like, no. He's like, you don't leave. He's like, you stay, you take your time, you enjoy. And he had a line of people waiting to get a table.
Oh, wow.
He's like, take your time. He's like, here in Italy, we don't rush. And he was basically dissing,
Oh my
American.
gosh, he was, because everyone here is rushing.
He's like, take your time. He's like, he cleaned up the table. He's like, you want dessert? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, just sit here, enjoy it, take it all in. I'm like, what? Like, it was weird. Like, it was like,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, so why?
That's amazing.
Yeah, versus the culture here in the U.S. where they bring the check over before you even ask for it.
Yes, and I don't like that.
Like, that's a huge turnoff for me. I don't want to see the check if I didn't ask for it. Even if you go like, oh, I'm just setting this here, just take your time. No, you're not asking me to take your time. You're
like basically like asking me, okay, like when you're ready, cash out, because I don't like
agree?
that. I agree. I don't like that. Like, even like, you know, with me being in the hospitality industry and like with Billy's, and we never ever want our customers to feel like they're rushed. We don't have, you know, we'll book parties and we'll have people like, you know, have birthdays, engagements, whatever it may be. Maybe a 10-person birthday, but we never ever want anyone to feel as though we're rushing them out, because we want people to stay. Like, we love our customers. We want them to like enjoy the moment with us, and like we never. And it must be. It could be an Italian thing, because the owners are Italian and they're wonderful, amazing people. Shout out to all my Capelli fams. But it just it's a different thing. It's different, and I think it's because they value European
time.
ran, and
you value time.
You value
the quality time. It's not a chore to go out to eat. It's a experience.
Yeah,
and they value that in Europe. So, and that's another thing that I wish we can like adapt here in the US.
I wish we had more coffee shops here. I wish we had. That's why I really like going to Miami, because Miami kind of reminds me of like the Europe vibes. You know, you have like a strip of just coffee shops, and it doesn't have to be bars.
Right.
It could just be cute
little bistros.
It doesn't have like bistros and cute little like lunch places. You know, healthy like juiceries. Right. You know, it's just like, I miss that sometimes, you know, and I mean, it is what it is, but I wish we had that more here.
Well, one of the things I also like really appreciate about Europe, because like I'm lactose intolerant, like most times, unless I'm in Europe. I can actually have dairy in Europe and feel fine. I can have bread there and feel like no bloat. I don't get inflammation when I'm in Europe, and that reason is because like the European Union has like stricter food regulations than the US. Yeah. Like for example, in the US here they use potassium bromate in making bread, which is banned in the EU.
Oh wow.
It's banned in Europe. But here, U.S. manufacturers can use it. It's like a preservatives that allows bread to last longer on shelves, and like so it's you can't really digest that. So like for example, a lot of baked goods in Europe are just fewer ingredients, and they're naturally fermented, like the sourdough breads, and hence.
Oh, I mean, you could totally tell the difference.
Easier to digest. Yeah, they taste better. Like
and you're not as bloated.
Not as bloated. Like we had baguettes and croissants every day in Paris. We would get a baguette, and usually here when you buy a baguette from a store, it will last you a few days, right? It's like it'll be soft for a few days
because of the chemicals in there,
and the preservatives.
Yep.
Exactly. But when you're in Europe, we literally would buy the baguette in the morning. We won't get through the whole thing. Like everybody would get like their own baguettes, and then we'd go do our thing. And when we come back late to the apartment at night, we're like, oh, we're thinking we can like snack on the bread, but it's hard as a rock. Because it's not meant to last for so long. There's natural ingredients. There's no preservatives. So again, that's like
I can always tell the difference between even like when my mom and my grandma used to make homemade bread. Like not used to, my mom still does, but homemade bread, or it makes a difference than going to buy bread at like Giant Eagle, and it just makes you less bloated, and there's less it just like is terrible. So food here is like really bad, to be honest with you.
There's actually a stat that I looked up. This is gonna blow your mind. Over 70% of bread sold in the U.S. contains added sugars. In France, that number is close to 0 for traditional bakery bread.
Wow.
So like in
I'm
Europe,
never gonna eat bread again.
Right. And this is why like we have a lot of like eating disorders here in the US versus like in Europe. Everybody's just healthier and happier, and they get to eat what they want. Like everything is wholesome.
Everyone is so
Nothing's
much
processed.
healthier, 100%. There's not a lot of
the European Union, like they restrict so many chemicals for even makeup and cosmetics.
Yeah.
The US only bans like 10 to 15 chemicals, what I read the other day. But the EU has over 1,300 chemicals that are banned for the use in makeup and cosmetics. So
yeah, I mean, look, even like they have McDonald's back there.
oh yeah,
but it's so much better because they use different types of
oils, yeah.
It just, I don't know. I mean, when you really think about it, look at the way people look in Europe and look at the way the people look here. And I'm not like, dogging the US or anything, but we do have terrible quality of food here. And I mean, people back there, you won't see a 400-pound person in Europe.
Yeah.
You just won't. I mean, it's just the truth.
No, because
like
you know what also? Because they walk more too.
Yeah.
Like Americans walk an average of 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day versus 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day in many European cities. So that alone is going to improve your health over time.
Yeah.
And like increase your life expectancy. So another stat I have here, it says the US spends more per capita on healthcare, but ranks lower in life expectancy than most Western European countries. So we're spending more on healthcare here, but our life expectancy is lower here in the US.
Is that insane?
How's that?
It's insane.
Yeah, it's
like, even like think about it. What she just said, like, it's insane. And it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the walking culture was just beautiful there. Like you walk everywhere. You don't need a car. Like it's one of the things I really was attracted to being in Europe. Is like you don't need a vehicle to get you from A to B. You just need to get outside, go a little bit earlier, and you'll get to your destination if you just get on a bicycle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my take on Europe. So if you guys are planning a trip to Europe, DM me. I'll tell you where to go. I've been I've been to so many countries in Europe, but so far I have some. Yeah, everyone's different in its own. It's unique. Every city is unique in its own way. I can't like pick one over the other, but I did like Paris was such a vibe. Like I would go back to Paris. Like again.
Would you go back to London?
I would. I don't think I want to experience things like cities outside of London. I want to go to like Bath, England, and maybe take a flight to Glasgow, Scotland, and go to the castles. I think there's a lot of
I think my
rich
next
history.
one that I want to do is I definitely want to do Scotland too.
Yeah.
We were gonna do Scotland when we did London and London and Dublin, but then we were gonna go to Scotland for like a few days, but we just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
But I really want to check out the northern part, like Scotland, and I want to go to Denmark. I want to go to Netherlands.
Yeah, Denmark, Copenhagen is beautiful.
Yeah.
Copenhagen.
I've never been. Another place that I really want to go to, and I actually have family there, is Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, Switzerland is. I mean, I've never been, but my mom's been, and it's stunning.
Yeah.
It's so stunning. So that's like another thing on my bucket list.
I would want to do, for sure. I definitely want to like explore more of like the local, like unpopular towns of Europe. You know, I love doing that. That's why I did in Italy like last September, like staying in Salerno But yeah, Paris was a vibe. Like the fashion there and the beauty standard. Let's talk about the beauty standards between like America and Europe. Like they're more.
And the fashion.
Like in Europe, it's like effortlessly chic.
Yes.
You know, quality fabrics, like neutral tones. They're not wearing like bright colors in Paris. Everything is very
People don't wear sweatpants.
Oh yeah, guys.
People do not wear sweatpants.
Nobody wears sweatpants.
It's not very athletic.
Or sweatshirts.
People dress up.
Or hoodies, you know, with the logo, like the different cities or whatever team you're rooting for. Nobody's wearing sweatshirts or sweatpants. If you're wearing sweatshirts, you gotta be at the gym over there. That's it. Like, I love, it's less athleisure, more tailored streetwear, which I loved.
Yeah.
Like, and natural beauty is more, like, celebrated there. Like, minimal makeup, good skincare, like, undone yet done hair.
Yeah, everybody dresses up.
Less
and I
filler,
love that. Yeah.
less Botox.
Well, I don't know about that. I like my Botox. I like my Botox, but I would, and it's just like you feel better. You're more confident. You're more.
Yeah, but it's like over there you feel...
when you dress up every day, like they do.
And it's not really dressing up. It's like you're put together.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going out in pajamas. Like, can we stop this, guys? Going out in, like, pair of pajama pants. Like, be put together. You're not asking you to dress up.
Or when you see guys with their pants halfway down to their...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The
it is
bum.
not attractive.
I actually saw
Stop
one this
wearing
morning.
your jeans all the way down
With
to your knees.
so you can
like,
see your
it's
butt.
so disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
it's such an ick.
Yeah,
it's
such
an ick.
That's a huge ick.
Hate that.
I saw somebody
You're not
actually this morning.
attractive. I don't know why you're trying to show everyone your SpongeBob underwear. Seriously, what the heck is wrong with people these days?
Yeah, we gotta leave
You gotta
that.
ship them to Europe for a month so you can learn
Get a reality
about
check.
fashion and how to dress.
Yeah. And, like,
Oh
people
my gosh.
prioritize, like, looking put together, which I like, because I grew up in Kuwait, and we're like that in Kuwait. Like, but in Kuwait, like, we do push the boundaries. Like, it's like you dress up.
I really want to go to Kuwait with you.
I'll take you there.
I really, really loved my experience in Dubai, and I'm just waiting to go back to Dubai again because I just love Dubai so much.
Come to Dubai, Habibi.
Habibi, I'm coming to Dubai.
Hey.
I don't know. I just loved everything in Dubai was perfect. Like I don't think I've ever been somewhere else that's just as perfect. The cleanliness they have, the streets.
Mm-hmm. It's like a futuristic city. You can't really compare Dubai with anywhere. It's like
No, you can't go.
you're in
You
the
just
future.
literally can't Dubai. Like, once you go to Dubai, you're just like not gonna want to travel anywhere else because you're.
Well, that's not true. I have to disagree.
No, I know. I'm just talking.
It's a very, like, futuristic city. Like, you don't really get much of,
I don't know. I
like,
just loved
culture.
it so much that
you know.
the people, the food, the experience, the just everything, how clean it is and how they treat you. I loved it. I loved every part. I loved every second.
You loved Dubai, or
that I
did you love the
spent in Dubai.
Habibis you met in Dubai?
I liked Habibis that I met in Dubai, and I liked Dubai itself. It was beautiful. I gotta go back to meet some more Habibis.
Okay, well,
So,
I think we can wrap this episode. Or what? Are we good on time? We're good. Okay. I thought he was done.
it's okay.
Okay.
You're good. All right, well, I think we're gonna stop there for this segment. We talked about London and Paris and Vegas and Dubai and all these amazing things and places we've been so far. I mean, there's a lot more coming, but next episode we have another special guest, you guys, and I can't wait for you to figure out who it is or see who it is. We won't say that just yet, but we have another guest coming, and I'm
Yeah.
excited for this one.
Yeah, I am too, because since we just got off the topic of health and wellness, and, like, you're gonna want to watch that episode. So
Thank you for listening to us. We love you guys so much. Continue to follow us. Continue to subscribe. Get your friends and your family and your grandma and your grandpas, everyone to subscribe to us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We got Facebook. We got some more amazing content coming for
and
you.
please shoot us DMs with what you guys want to hear on our podcast. If you guys have any other comments and you want to have something to share, you want us to bring up on the episode, please shoot us a DM. Like, we will respond.
Yes, we want to know what you have to say,
Like,
and
you
be
had-
open. And we
yeah.
will be anonymous if you don't want your name, and we're not calling on any names. So if you want to tell us something or you want to ask us a question, we will anonymously put you out there and answer all your questions that you have.
Okay. Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye. We
Bye.
love you. Thank you for listening to us. your favorite girls.